My beloved, you were not supposed to find this now, but heaven had a different plan tonight. There's something you need to know, and once you hear it, you will never see her the same again. This is not a message about strangers or dreams or signs. This is about your sister. Yes, the one you think you know, but her hidden actions. God is revealing them now, not to punish her, but to protect you. And before anything else is said, I must ask, do not skip, do not delay. Heaven is watching how you respond to this. Even as you read this sentence, your sister's name is echoing in the spirit realm. The truth has been waiting to be uncovered, and now it begins with you. Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you for over 3 days. A special request came from God himself. Tell my child before it's too late. The heartache will double if they ignore this. And so here I am, whispering through this message with trembling urgency. You felt it, haven't you? That strange shift between you and her, that feeling that something is not what it seems. That moment you looked in her eyes and felt like she was hiding a whole world behind her smile. My beloved, heaven says your intuition was not wrong, but the timing had to be right, and tonight it is. If you feel chills right now, or your heart is pounding a little faster, it's not coincidence. It means this was meant for you. And if you believe this message found you for a divine reason, then please pause for 5 seconds and subscribe to this holy message channel. Because what I am about to reveal, no one else will tell you. Archangel Michael says, if they skip this now, they will regret it in 7 days. But if they listen, their tears will become victory. Now listen carefully. Beloved soul, your sister is not evil, but she's been involved in something God didn't approve of. And God gave her chance after chance after chance. But now it's your turn to know, because what she's doing will affect your life directly. And the longer you stay unaware, the deeper the spiritual consequence. I say this with love, but also with divine seriousness. You might think she's quiet, kind, soft-spoken, but there's a side of her she hides even from herself. It started as a secret, then a habit, and now it's a pattern. Heaven is whispering this to you now. She made a decision 6 months ago, and since then, it's been unfolding behind closed doors. But Archangel Michael saw it. Angels tried to block it. God sent dreams, but she kept going. And now it's not just about her anymore. It's about what it might do to you. That's why this message had to be delivered. Now, God doesn't shame. God warns. God redeems. But only when the truth is accepted. And you, my child, you have been chosen to hold that truth first. You're still here reading this, and that means something. Heaven celebrates your obedience, because only the chosen ones keep listening when the truth feels uncomfortable. But listen, in 3 days, something will happen. A small event that will seem like nothing, but it's everything. It's the moment where God will uncover a hidden phone call, a hidden visit, or a secret financial connection that you weren't supposed to see, but you will.
And when it happens, you'll remember this message. And when that moment comes, don't yell, don't accuse, just breathe. Because Archangel Michael will guide you, and the Spirit of God will be with you when the confrontation happens. Yes, there will be one. There has to be. But you won't be alone. And no, this is not meant to destroy your relationship, it's meant to purify it. Because only truth can stand in the light, and only love that's built on truth will survive the storm that's coming. My beloved, the reason this hurts is because you care. But caring without clarity leads to chaos. God doesn't want that for you. God wants peace in your home. But how can there be peace when a hidden sword has been placed under your roof? That sword has a name. It's deception. And that deception is wearing your sister's smile. But don't hate her. Just get ready, because the moment you finish this message, something in the heavens will shift. Archangel Michael says, the one who ignored this message once will feel the sting of regret, but the one who listens with their heart will receive protection wrapped in truth. That's why I say again, if your soul is trembling now, don't ignore it. That's not fear, that's prophecy being awakened in your chest. That's the divine saying, I need you alert. I need you prepared, because what comes next will test you. You might be wondering, why now? Why today? Why me? Because heaven chose you, beloved, not because you are the oldest, not because you're the wisest, but because your soul, yes, your soul, is the most awake. Even when you doubt yourself, even when you feel tired, your spirit remains connected to God. That's why Michael was sent to you. That's why God didn't send this to someone else in your family, because you have the eyes that see beyond appearances. You've always felt that your sister carried a weight. You just didn't know what it truly was until now. Let me tell you what the angels saw. One night, not long ago, your sister sat in silence in her room. The air around her was heavy, and even though her lips didn't move, her spirit was shouting. She was wrestling. A choice lay before her, and instead of asking for help, she called upon something or someone she wasn't supposed to. Yes, beloved, she made a spiritual agreement that God didn't approve. And now that agreement is affecting your entire household. But here's the miracle. Heaven is not exposing her to shame her. Heaven is exposing her to save her. And you, yes you, are the key, but only if you receive this message with open eyes and a ready heart. There's a letter, or maybe a screenshot. Something is hidden in a folder or a device or in the cloud, and it has your name in it.
It's been waiting to be revealed. It's the missing piece to what you've been sensing all along. When you find it, don't panic. That moment is the bridge between shock and freedom, the bridge between illusion and clarity. Your sister didn't mean to harm you, but what she's covering up will cause harm if it stays in the dark. Archangel Michael has already placed a protective barrier around your energy. That's why lately you've been feeling moments of strange exhaustion or sudden chills. That's the spiritual world whispering, something is not clean. But help is on the way. And beloved, you're reading the help right now. I'm asking you in the name of heaven, don't let this go unread. Don't treat this like one of those messages that you skip and say, maybe later, because later is too late. You are already being watched by angels and by the energy she's unknowingly pulled into your environment. That's why your sleep has been off. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable, because something has been spiritually leaking into your space. But not anymore, because now light has entered. And if your soul has stayed with me this long, then you already feel it. Something divine is happening even as you breathe. So pause just for a second. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this divine message channel now, because messages like this aren't created, they're assigned. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to be awakened. Don't miss the next whisper from heaven.
Your sister didn't mean to harm you, but what she's covering up will cause harm if it stays in the dark. Archangel Michael has already placed a protective barrier around your energy. That's why lately you've been feeling moments of strange exhaustion or sudden chills. That's the spiritual world whispering something is not clean, but help is on the way. And beloved, you're reading the help right now. I'm asking you in the name of heaven, don't let this go unread. Don't treat this like one of those messages that you skip and say, maybe later, because later is too late. You are already being watched by angels and by the energy she's unknowingly pulled into your environment. That's why your sleep has been off. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable, because something has been spiritually leaking into your space. But not anymore, because now light has entered. And if your soul has stayed with me this long, then you already feel it. Something divine is happening even as you breathe.
So pause just for a second, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this divine message channel now, because messages like this aren't created, they're assigned. You were meant to hear this. You were meant to be awakened. Don't miss the next whisper from heaven. Archangel Michael is still speaking. Your sister may not understand what's coming, but you will. You will know because I will show you. I will speak through signs, repeating numbers, strange dreams, sudden phrases from people you didn't expect. The signs are being sent right now. Now breathe and listen again. The confrontation will not be with yelling. It will not be with rage. It will come through silence, through you speaking gently but directly, through your decision to let God speak through you instead of ego. And when you speak, she may deny, she may laugh, she may change the subject, but don't be shaken, because in the following 24 hours, her truth will reveal itself, without you needing to prove anything. That's how heaven works. It doesn't fight with fists, it fights with truth. And here's the deeper mystery. This warning isn't just about what she did, it's about what she was about to do next. Because had you not received this message, there was a coming day, a very specific moment where she would have made a choice that would have created spiritual debt, not just for her, but for you too. That's why God interrupted your path with this sacred intervention. It's not to scare you, it's to save you. So I ask you with divine reverence, are you ready to see what God is trying to reveal? Are you willing to open your spiritual eyes, even if it's uncomfortable? Because the moment you say yes, heaven will start moving things behind the scenes, and in 48 hours you will notice it. A shift, a strange phone call, a slip of the tongue, a sudden conversation you weren't meant to hear. That's how truth starts peeking through the veil. Your sister is still God's child, and He loves her deeply, but He also loves you, and He cannot let you remain blind to something that can cost you your peace, your health, or your destiny. There are blessings hovering over your life that are waiting to land. But they can't do that if deception is sitting in the room beside you. Heaven is making room now. That's why Michael is here. Do you feel it? This isn't a message to delete. It's a divine instruction. And I need to tell you something else. Something that may sting, but will set you free. There is jealousy. Yes, your sister has held jealousy in her heart, and she has tried to bury it, but it's affected her decisions, her words, her alignment with you. She has compared herself in silence, even while smiling in photos. And she thought no one knew, but God knew. And God is merciful, yes, but God also exposes to protect. So what now? You pray. You stay silent for a while. You don't confront immediately.
You listen because the next step will be given through divine timing. And when that timing comes, your mouth will know what to say and your heart will not tremble because Michael will be standing behind you and heaven will be watching with pride. You may not believe this part at first, but listen anyway, because what I'm about to reveal is something even your sister doesn't fully understand herself. It traces back to your childhood. Yes, back when the two of you used to share whispers under blankets, laugh at secrets, and promise to always protect each other no matter what. But something changed, and heaven knows when. It was a moment you barely remember, but your sister never forgot. A comparison, a comment, a look from someone important that made her feel like you were the favorite. From that seed, a silent bitterness grew. She buried it deep, never spoke of it. She carried it through school, through heartbreaks, through choices, and that unspoken jealousy became a shadow in her decisions, especially the ones about you. God says that moment wasn't your fault, but it's affecting your destiny today, and I cannot let that shadow continue to interfere with the blessings I'm sending to my child. That's why you felt blocked recently. That's why things you prayed for haven't arrived yet. The energy in your atmosphere has been clouded, because a person living close to your soul has been creating resistance without even realizing it. And now that you know who it is, heaven can begin the cleansing. There's a person she's talking to, yes, right now, a person who once smiled in your direction, a person you either trusted or once loved, And behind closed doors, your sister has been saying things to this person that are half true, twisted, or worse, meant to damage your name softly, not loudly, but quietly, subtly, spiritually. And those words have taken root. But don't worry, because once a lie is revealed under the light of God, it dies instantly. That's what's about to happen. You're not going to fight this in the flesh. Heaven is already fighting for you in the spirit. And now you must prepare. Prepare to stay silent even when everything in you wants to shout. Prepare to love her even when the truth feels like betrayal. Prepare to be elevated because once this is dealt with, your blessing will accelerate like never before. The thing you've been praying for, the breakthrough, the call, the relationship, the divine confirmation, it was never denied. It was simply delayed. And the delay ends tonight. And beloved, if your eyes are watery now or your hands are shaking just a little, it means this message is piercing the exact place it was meant to. That means heaven is touching your soul right now. And if you haven't already, I gently ask again, subscribe to this message channel before you leave, because the next message I send you from heaven will explain something about your past that not even you fully understood until now. Back to her, your sister. She is going to feel something soon. A pressure, a heaviness. She won't know why, but it's the angels hovering around her spirit beginning the work. Do not judge her during this time. Do not mock her or accuse. Instead, stay near God because He's about to do something through you that your whole bloodline will talk about. This is generational healing, and it starts with you. Archangel Michael whispers, there is a reason you are the one reading this, not her, because the one with the strongest spirit gets the hardest revelation, and that one is you. And now you must prepare. Prepare to stay silent even when everything in you wants to shout. Prepare to love her even when the truth feels like betrayal. Prepare to be elevated because once this is dealt with, your blessing will accelerate like never before.
The thing you've been praying for, the breakthrough, the call, the relationship, the divine confirmation, it was never denied. It was simply delayed, and the delay ends tonight. And beloved, if your eyes are watery now or your hands are shaking just a little, it means this message is piercing the exact place it was meant to. That means heaven is touching your soul right now. And if you haven't already, I gently ask again, subscribe to this message channel before you leave, because the next message I send you from heaven will explain something about your past that not even you fully understood until now. Back to her, your sister. She is going to feel something soon, a pressure, a heaviness. She won't know why, but it's the angels hovering around her spirit beginning the work. Do not judge her during this time. Do not mock her or accuse. Instead, stay near God, because He's about to do something through you that your whole bloodline will talk about. This is generational healing, and it starts with you. Archangel Michael whispers, there is a reason you were the one reading this, not her, because the one with the strongest spirit gets the hardest revelation, and that one is you. You were chosen to carry this moment with strength, because what you do next will change everything. And I must now tell you something only heaven could reveal. There is something your sister hid from you years ago, something that would have changed how you made a major life decision. Maybe it was a relationship, a job, a move, a financial step, but she had information and she stayed silent. At the time, you wondered why things didn't go as planned, why you felt betrayed but couldn't explain it, why your peace suddenly vanished for weeks or months, and now you know. God says, what was stolen will be restored, and what was hidden will be revealed, not to shame, but to cleanse. This is your restoration season. But before light can fully enter your home, the shadows must be seen. And now that you've seen them, light is on the way. In the coming days, you may find yourself near her again unexpectedly, in a casual moment, and you'll feel the tension,
the awkwardness. That's the spiritual awareness rising, and you will feel something rise in your chest. But instead of reacting, just breathe, because God will speak through your eyes, and your silence will be louder than her excuses. And she will know, she will feel it, she will sense that heaven is involved now. But don't be afraid. The same God who revealed the truth will give you peace.
You won't walk into this storm alone. Angels will surround you, and even if tears come, they will be healing tears, because healing is on the other side of truth. And you, beloved, are walking straight into the light now. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal is something even time tried to bury. There is an object, a small one, maybe a photo, a journal page, a bracelet, or a note folded tightly and forgotten. It will come back to you soon. Maybe you'll find it by accident. Maybe it will be handed to you. But the moment you see it, your soul will know. Because that object carries a memory, a key, a forgotten moment between you and your sister that once meant everything before the cracks began. It was her way of holding on to love before the confusion grew. She never threw it away. She kept it hidden. And heaven says that object will now return to bring healing. Yes, healing is possible, even after all this, because heaven does not just expose darkness to scare you, it exposes it to set you free. But I must tell you, the next 3 days are sacred. Michael says, tell them this is not a time for arguing, reacting, or chaos. It is a time for spiritual preparation, because something is going to happen on the 3rd night. A divine event, a holy interruption, a visitation. Your dreams may shift, your sleep may feel strange. Don't resist it. That's not insomnia. That's God waking you up on purpose, because during one of those nights, heaven will whisper one sentence that changes everything. You'll hear a name or a memory or a phrase you haven't thought of in years. And when you do, say nothing out loud. Just write it down, because that's God giving you the final piece of the truth. And then she will come, your sister. Maybe she'll send a message. Maybe she'll show up in person. Maybe she'll pretend like nothing is wrong, but her soul will be unsettled, because truth rattles everything it touches. And here is what you must do. Speak from love, not from pain. Say only what heaven guides you to say, not what ego demands. Because in that moment, you have a holy responsibility to be a mirror, not a hammer. To reflect truth, not strike with it. You don't have to make her admit everything. You don't have to force her to cry. Just allow the light of God in you to shine so brightly that all shadows around her will fall away.